Am I the a-hole for faking being sick so I don't have to participate in a rap battle in Spanish class? Our school is doing an Around the World Week celebration. Monday was Africa, Tuesday Europe, and today Wednesday is Latin America. We have few classes and everyone got assigned places to research, do presentations, bring items, people who have family friends from these countries come to celebrate, etc. Our Spanish teacher has gone all out on this shit and decided to show us off by having us do a rap battle on stage in front of the entire school. Apparently there's some shit in Argentina or Chile or whatever called urban roosters, and Latin Americans have rap battles against each other. We speak Spanish at an intermediate level, like we can understand kids' TV shows and have basic conversations, but I cannot engage in a rap battle in any language but especially Spanish. To make matters worse, my Spanish teacher assigned my opponent to be Miguel, a Mexican, like actually born and lived half his life in Mexico. For some reason he's allowed to take Spanish class, lazy fucker choose not to take French, Italian or German. Miguel hates me because I'm dating a girl he has a crush on and he always tries to expose me, whatever that means. He usually starts arguments and shit and makes himself look dumb, but now that this is going to be in Spanish, this is going to be bad. Also, I hate rap music. I just can't stand this shit, and I know this shit is going to be filmed and end up in a cringe compilation or something. Teacher said this is mandatory, we can't refuse. I tried and she kept saying no. I told my parents about this and they said this is not a valid excuse to skip school. It's now 5 a.m. and I told them I'm sick. My mom said I'm faking it and I told her I feel like shit and I forced myself to throw up. She was really busy trying to get my little siblings to get ready and my little sister was being a brat, thanks, and wouldn't take off her pajamas, so she just said fuck it and let me stay in. She left and said, you can't skip school because you don't like what's going on. If you're not actually sick, you need to grow up. My dad texted me and said, I'm pretty sure you're faking, stop being a pussy. That got me thinking, maybe I am a coward and should have just dealt with it. I'll update the post and explain what happened. Edit, all the schools in the district have been cancelled, we have not been told why. My house phone just received an automated call and my mom texted me saying she's dropping my siblings off back home.
Neither, just go up, look bad at Spanish like everyone else, and just say you tried. This guy ain't gonna gain any cred from winning at his first language. Sounds like he already lost when you started dating his crush, so maybe put that in your rap, only you him. And the teacher would know, but it'd really get to him if you started going for that angle. He is TA, you're somewhere in between.
Estes enamorado de mi novia y no le gustas. Then do a mic drop. Battle over, you participated, no embarrassing video.
Okay, now I'm invested. What happened that all the schools are canceled? I'm guessing you were old enough to stay home on your own. No judgment, your reasons for wanting to skip the assignment were valid and there was no help from the school. You did, however, stress out your mom, so since your siblings are being dropped off back home, perhaps do something nice for her and help with keeping them entertained for the day.
Not the a-hole. I grew up when rap music was its infancy. Rap battles were pretty popular when rappers were starting off back then. That being said, I don't think it is appropriate that this was picked as an assignment. Public speaking is hard enough. This is just unnecessary. You took a chance and told your parent. Your parents reacted how my parents would have reacted as a kid. It is too late to stay home sick since your parents know what is going on. I would make the best of it and use a bit of humor in your skit and to get through it. Just do it and it will be over with. Hopefully she never does this again. And if she does, don't tell your parents, just pretend to be sick. Good luck.
Given that edit, I'd assume one of your classmates went a little further than calling out sick to get out of a Spanish rap battle.
My suggestion is to lose yourself in the music. The moment. You own it. Never let it go. You only have one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter it's unreasonable to expect me to spend all my time with her? When I, 36 male, was in college, I dated Margot. In our sophomore year, she transferred to a different university, causing our breakup. It was amicable, but given our different paths, we lost touch. I've now been married to my wife, Kathy, for 10 years. We have 3 children, a 9-year-old boy, 8-year-old girl, and a 2-year-old girl. Last year, I got a friend request on Facebook from Margot. Shortly after accepting, she messaged me and asked if we could talk on the phone. I found it weird, but something told me to go through with it. So, I called her and she told me that she had a 16-year-old daughter, Paige. I was in shock and at first almost didn't believe her. She begged me to at least take a DNA test. After speaking with Kathy, I agreed. Turns out, it's true, I do have a 16-year-old daughter who's lived just an hour from me her entire life. Margot says she didn't tell me as she thought she could be a mother on her own. But now Paige was older and wanted to know me. I agreed to start a relationship with her. At first things went pretty well. We did a lot of stuff one-on-one as well as some things with my wife and other children. Initially, Paige wanted to spend a lot of time just us, which made sense as we had a lot of catching up to do. I see Paige at least once a week. She usually comes down to stay with us every other weekend and I'll go up to see her on the weeks in between, just me, not the rest of the family. While I love my time with Paige, I do also have to balance time with my other kids. Something she doesn't seem to understand. I'll invite Paige to join family things and she'll turn it down. Or, she'll find out I'm doing something with one of the other kids and want to come along or ask me to cancel the plans to spend time with her. The biggest incident came this past weekend. My son had a basketball game. Paige asked if I could come hang out with her. I explained why I couldn't but said she was more than welcome. She got irritated and said no. I offered to come up the following day. She asked why I couldn't just blow off the basketball game. I told her that it was important to her brother. She said I had more time with them and they can do without me for a few years? I told her that absolutely was not going to happen. I said I love her. I want to spend time with her, but I also have other kids to consider. She is always welcome to join our activities that aren't special one-on-one days, and I'll always make sure I spend one-on-one time. She said she never asked for little siblings, and while I sympathized, I said they exist and I have to balance everyone. I said if she doesn't want to hang out with the other kids and my wife, that's fine, but expecting me to blow them off isn't reasonable. Now, she's very upset with me. I have offered therapy. She refuses. I've asked if there's anything my wife or other kids did. She says no, she just doesn't want to share me. She still claims that I should put her above her siblings. I can't do that. Am I the a-hole?
Not the a-hole. She never asked for siblings, but you never asked to have a daughter hidden from you for 16 years. Though that's not her fault, but her mother's. You've shown a lot of care and compassion, but you are correct that you have to balance everyone. You were correct to tell her that you aren't going to dump your family for her, and I agree with you that she could use some therapy. I would get therapy. Make those appointments, pick her up, and the two of you can be in therapy together for your one-on-one time. I think it would help a lot for a neutral third party to assist her in navigating this new relationship and its complications. Reach out to her when there are family events that you can bring her to. Invite her every single time. Let her be the one to decide whether to engage with your family or not, but keep offering. She's going through a lot, and I think it's really lovely of you to accept her so quickly and try to integrate her into your family. Just don't give up.
I agree OP is not the a-hole here, but I don't think the daughter is either. She's a victim too. There is one a-hole and villain in this story, and it's Margot. I actually don't understand how as a society we even normalize hiding a child from a father to the point where it is even considered an option for a woman in any case other than those that involve fleeing domestic violence. At the very least, Margot should be a social pariah for what she's done, and a part of me even thinks this should be felony crime akin to kidnapping.
They can do without you for a few years. She didn't ask for little siblings, while her siblings didn't ask for an older sister to show up out of nowhere and try to keep their dad away from them. Not the a-hole.
This is what pissed me off about this. Paige wants to punish her innocent younger half-siblings for the actions of Paige's mom, who had no connection to the kids. I have to know what the hell Margot has been telling Paige for the last 16 years to have Paige react like this, especially since it's clear Margot has knew OP was the dad. I wonder how long she has had his contact details.
You certainly are not the a-hole. This other woman really messed her up, keeping her away from you. I can understand her wants, and this is clearly coming from a jealous place. She's thinking she's entitled because she was born first and missed out on all that time together. Consider too, she is 16 and at that age where she is going to act out and be selfish. I'd talk to her mom about this. Surely she understands, but Paige is probably resentful of her too for keeping her away from you all this time. Therapy really is the answer, and I would just keep throwing that out there and tell her this won't get resolved until you can talk it out and understand each other. Remind her that you didn't know about her, and had you known, you would have been there for her the entire time, but the other kids don't deserve to be neglected just because you both missed out on time together. Stick to what you say and don't let her manipulate you because you feel bad. Having a standing daughter-father date every week is great, and if she needs more time, then that she can start coming around her siblings and stepmom more. I'd really keep bringing up they are excited to have her as their family and want to spend time with her too. They also missed out on time with her. Best of luck. You're a great dad.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.